Boulder Creek is drying out, and the grass is turning brown, and that rain just won't fall down.
The bass player over here joined the band, and
was that about 1998?
96.
96? Yeah, 10 years. A little over 10 years.
Happy anniversary.
That's what I need.
So we have Jason in the band now, and so I guess the band members, John Chapman, far end over there, guitar player, lead singer, and then the newest member from 11 years, Jason Chapman, our youngest brother, in the upright bass. I'm Jeremy Chapman. I play mandolin and sing comedy, and our dad, the one that kind of started it all, Bill Chapman, plays banjo and drives on the banjo and on the van.
Well, the band started in 1988. If you go back before then, Dad, years ago when we were just kids, he bought a banjo at Sears, and he used to play that around the house. And
John originally started on fiddle, fell in love with guitar and switched over to that. I started on guitar, but it was too large for me at the time, so I found the mandolin was a better fit, and I haven't grown into it yet. Guitar is still too large for me. And then Jason eventually took over from Mom.
Mom was gracious enough to let me play it because I enjoyed it so much. We're actually the first generation of bluegrass musicians in this band. So.
Well, first generation, I think, of any musician. But
yeah.
Dad's the first one to really pick up an instrument and play it. The reason we enjoyed it is because it was kind of our idea. We all started enjoying playing as a group, going to different places, and
it pretty much just happened as a family group, and we've kept it that way since.
We've tried to fire each and every one of us.
Yeah,
every one of us is we've either quit or been fired many times. No, but I had about 1 year of practice with the band before we actually had to enter the International Bluegrass Band Championship, and we actually were lucky enough to win it that year.
In first place, with 8,683 points, ladies and gentlemen, the Chapman family!
Right at that contest was where we were first approached by a couple record labels, one of them being Pine Castle Records, which we ended up signing with the next year and putting out our first album. I think that was '99. We ended up getting an IBMA showcase that year.
Yeah, I think the cool thing is, you know, the reason we're still in it 19 years later is we really enjoy it and we do it. It's a career that we decided to make, and I think that's why we've lasted this long, and hopefully we'll last a lot longer.
We hear influences that we listen to from everything from jazz, rock and roll, to some of the straight ahead traditional bluegrass, Monroe and Stanley and Osborne Brothers, big influence on us.
It comes from a lot of years of playing together as a family and singing together and
kind of predict what the other person's going to do now.
Mistakes, lots of mistakes, and then building it.
When we did our first project, we had Ray Deaton produced it. He helped us really refine our sound and point out, you know, that we really had to pay attention to details. We felt the music, but we weren't really paying attention to details. And I think getting in the studio with him that first time and working with the studio musicians and seeing how detail-oriented they were was a big influence on us, that we really started noticing that, you know, every note counts. The tuners that we use to make sure that we're exactly on pitch, to making sure that every harmony part is, you know, the perfect mirror of the lead vocal. All those little details really started to define our sound. And a couple of years after the first album came out, we won IBMA's Emerging Artist of the Year, which for us was just a affirmation that what we were doing was right, and I think motivated us more than ever to not let the little things slide.
And then, for instance, like Photograph, we got that in the mail, got a demo for this song, and it was country demo with drums and electric guitars and steel guitars. So we just sat around with guitar and mandolin and bass, just sat around for a while just trying to figure out what we're going to do. And I think it turned out really good on the album. It's one of my favorite.
I think that's one of the first times we really realized we developed a sound.
You don't ever look like anything's gone wrong. You're just there on my wall to remind me of
still playing bluegrass festivals as much as we can because that's where our roots are, I think. But we're starting to branch out to newer fans, hitting some of the college towns. Kind of a new demographic from what we've hit before, and it's actually been working out pretty well for us so far.
I think that's what makes this band, kind of special, is that we do kind of merge into a lot of different areas.
Kind of bridge the gap.
Yeah, traditional bluegrass realm. We got more of an acoustic, adult, contemporary kind of sound.
Everybody's got the parts to play, and they have to fit together, and we're not playing on top of each other, and we're not, hopefully not loose on it. We want to be as tight as we can and as polished as we can on the sound.
And it's also a line that you always have to straddle, though, too. We want to be as polished and perfect as possible, but you also got to make sure you don't lose the soul of the music. And I think we've done fairly well at trying to keep that still in there. There's a lot of emotion in music. The main reason why everybody loves music is because there's a lot of emotion in there. You got to make sure that you portray that with everything that you do.
Being brothers and family, you can tell the other person when you think they're doing something wrong and not be afraid of their reaction to it.
I think, we can weather a lot more storms as a family. A lot of guys would have quit by now, but we stuck there.
Just watch American Chopper for a while. That's our band.
That's actually the Chapmans right there. The great thing about this band is it's always evolving. Every month we have something a little bit different that's brought to the table, and we keep trying to figure out what we want to do. Experimenting with new sounds, new things.
And I think that's a good thing about a family band is those little things can get that much more tight. I mean, we can do more things with vocals and more things just unspoken on stage. I think there's a unspoken agreement among all of us, and I think that shows in our stage show and all of our recordings is that agreement and that dedication to just doing the best that we possibly can.